If you love chilling mysteries, unsolved cases, and a touch of mom-style humor, Moms and Mysteries is the podcast you've been searching for. Hey guys, I'm Mandy.
And I'm Melissa. Join us every Tuesday for Moms and Mysteries, your gateway to gripping, well-researched true crime stories. Each week, we deep dive into a variety of mind-boggling cases as we shed light on everything from heists to whodunits. We're your go-to podcast for mysteries with a motherly touch. Subscribe now to Moms and Mysteries wherever you get your podcasts.
I'd like to thank Vadym for coming back, and he's going to talk to us about some things that he and his wife have done to heal after the birth of his son. Vadym, thank you again. And would you
Thank you.
Give us a quick overview of how and why you were here?
Sure. So my name is Vadym, and my wife's name is Natalia, and our son Andrew, whom we sadly lost right after he was born at 38 weeks. He died because he had a condition called teratoma, which is a tumor in the brain that caused hydrocephalus and was not compatible with life, unfortunately.
I'm so sorry that happened to you. It was such a touching and sad story. So thank you for coming back.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you wanted to talk about how you've been able to, I think you said, come back to life after the loss of your son.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I have some magic recipe here,
Mm-hmm.
And that I have some very strong advice. But yeah, I guess just to share maybe with other people who sadly would be listening to this podcast for a reason, being in similar situation. I just want to say that despite it's hard to realize and understand, and it feels like at times life is over.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's terrible. It's hard. It's sad. But we have to be there for each other, for both mom and dad, to get through this and to keep memories of our child, because that's the only thing that we can control and can help and can do after something like this terrible happens.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to I guess say that it's very important to talk to each other and to be there. I must admit that because of how I am rather introspective and private and introvert kind of person, I don't talk much. I tend to try to survive whatever bad happens all on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And that causes me maybe missing sometime what happened actually around me, what happens to people, to other people I care around me. So I probably can say that happened more than once after we lost Andrew, and definitely the perception of the loss and how you go through it is very different. It's very different even for me and Natalia. It has been different.
Yeah.
Because my wife was very sensitive, was to extent she cried often, and I felt really I felt for her. At the same time, I can say, I don't know, does that make me terrible person or what? But I didn't cry that much after, and all the memories and all the things that we went through do make me sad, but somehow it just doesn't feel like crying anymore. I don't know if I'm just numb or...
I wouldn't
But
say.
I just wanted to say that that's how I genuinely feel. I question it also myself. I don't know, is it something wrong with me or is it? But I just want to say that there are people who feel like this and there are people who feel like that. And I think it is okay. It is, I think people are different and that's why it may be not to the expectation of what you expected to feel based on, stories or what other sources of information you have.
Yeah, I fully agree with you that we each deal with our emotions differently. As you said, your wife Natalia, she was expressing her grief through her tears and her grief through expressing that. And whereas you said that you are an introspective person, even though you were grieving and you were experiencing grief, it wasn't an extremely visual, it wasn't an outward visual expression of grief. And I think everybody should realize that we do grieve differently. Just because one person grieves one way doesn't mean if another person doesn't grieve that same way that they're different. Your love for Andrew is very personal and very much a part of you, and the way you express your grief and your sorrow is different. So
yeah, I just wanted also to say some maybe little tricks that worked for me, again because of the person I am. Somehow I think it was beginning of the next year, like New Year 2024, when, as I said, there was this time coming to go back to work, and I had to do something to. Now that I talk about it, I think I was just trying to get sense of control back, that I can influence something in my life. So I actually at that time I was reading this book called Atomic Habits. Popular one, you can Google it, but
I think I have it back here, the Atomic Habits.
Yeah, it's about how to build habits, and I said this is what I need. I need some sort of routine to follow and to get the intrusive thoughts out and so on. So I decided to follow the advice from the book, and how do you establish the habits and what the habits that I want to establish are. So I picked some things, like I started running. I had this colleague, friend of mine, that started running sometime at COVID when you couldn't go outside, and he just kept running every day ever since, for what now? 5 years almost. He was a real inspiration, and I just started running sometime in January 2024, and I keep running till this day, every day. It's not like for that I pursue some specific goal, but some consistency, something that is constant that I have to do and that I just go and do. Then there are some other things, like simple things that I was keen to do as well, but just to have another reason to force myself into them, like read something or continue to read the same book every day. Actually, I've Natalia she was still recovering after the operation, and for some time it was like rather extensive operation, so she had to do some physio and so on. So it was important for her also to go and walk.
Mm-hmm.
So I said that let's go and start walking. We have a hill, like it's not terribly high, and it's like there is a park on it, but you can get to the summit, and it's like 900 meters overall, but you would just need to walk 300 meters or so. And we started going like it's called Three Rock. It's here, South Dublin. And we've doing this hike every weekend for, I think, whole like a year. We definitely did it. She wasn't like very happy about it, but then eventually she also started like, oh no, we have the hike, we need to do it. So we like literally need to plan around if we had like other plans, or how do we do it? Do we go another way if we had to go somewhere on weekend, whatever? So we started going there, and like I was taking picture from one place each time we go, so that I have this pictures from the same place throughout the year, which I still yet to stitch in the video. But it's I don't know, it sounds silly, but there is this something constant and something that you just can go and do.
Yeah.
And follow that helped. And I think we've also like contemplated we've heard of advice about the therapy and counseling and whatnot. And I honestly say I didn't go, and I frankly, it's really hard for me, like the way I am, to like just open up to someone that I don't know for a long time or whatever, like feel comfortable about. It's almost like terrifying. It's a stress of its own, more than the help. And I don't know, I just have this my own way to think it through, to have almost this dialogue where I try to talk through things. I don't know, probably with someone else inside, it's probably would be faster. But anyway, that's where I am. At the same time, we went once for families meeting. You know, there is again the organization here in Ireland that organizes meetings of parents who lost their children. And we've attended one of it. And I think it was really eye-opening in a way that we've, at that one session, we had like, I don't remember, we had like 4 or 5 stories, all spectrum of stories. One couple had kids, their kid, suddenly there was no heartbeat. They were also close. There's no reason. They didn't even get any explanation. And they still had to go through birth. Then there was a really young girl who had her baby. And then one day, like perfectly, everything was fine. Then one day, because of this like a syndrome or something, that he stopped breathing, and she lost her baby because of that. And then there was another mom explaining that they lost like on earlier stages, and it's all still same, but such a different stories, and how many different ways that lead to ultimately the same. So we went there, we shared our stories there as well. I think, again, maybe it was more helpful for Natalia. For me, I don't know. I had mixed feelings. It was a bit hard, really, to go through that, to talk through that again.
Yeah.
Still, I said, like, if this works and if this helps, I was totally keen to support and go again. But somehow we just didn't after we went once. And yeah, I think Natalia actually went to counselor, but I didn't. And yeah, I mean,
I do
I
think
just also wanted to say that out loud for someone who's listening. I don't know if it's okay or not, but that's the way it is. It's possible.
yeah.
And yeah.
I do think you said that you were able to, first of all, when you talked about running, you were able to take a situation and build something that was a cement foundation, a very solid foundation. You were able to say, I can take control of this situation and I can go run. Every day I'm going to do it and I'm taking control of that. And I think that that helped you sort of get a healthy mindset because you have control and you're doing that. No matter what's happening, no matter how crazy it is, no matter the other emotions that you're having, you were able to take control of that. And that was also able to help you work out your other feelings. When you were talking about going to the group meetings and seeing that there's so much different grief, you were also able to connect with those people. Do you feel that you were able to
Yes.
even
It was like at the end we all were crying there.
Yeah.
It's like
we all grieve. We all grieve. And I've found that myself, that everybody in life has a reason to grieve. I've lost my son and I grieve because of that. You've lost your son and you grieve because of that. But there are other reasons why I grieve in my life too. And it's nice to realize that even though people seem to have a perfect life, they are also going to have reasons to grieve too.
Yeah.
We're not alone. We're not alone.
Yeah. I wanted actually, I thought, had another thought is another thing that was helpful is for us to do something together, like me and Natalia.
Yeah.
I think Natalia did more of like she felt like a need and feel for doing some crafts and doing something. So she figured this like Christmas tree baubles, which is basically like a glass bauble that you can stick something inside, and she figured that there you can buy a thin film that is printable on regular printer, at home. And we had those footprints and handprints of Andrew. So she did that with his prints and figured all the technology. So that was first, that what we were doing. She was mainly doing it. I just helped with some printing, whatever printer didn't work or stuff. And so this was for first Christmas where we were like together at home. But then she actually went out and offered to do that for one of the girls that we met at that group. She offered everyone, but she's like reached out and she made it for sure with the footprints that they sent.
Oh, that's nice.
And then she did it for some of our neighbors.
Oh,
actually, so they were pregnant at the same time as we, and they were lucky. Everything went well for them.
Yeah.
But like still, obviously, it's not. Yeah, the way things turned for us is just how it turned for us, and they were lucky. It's good, and she made it for their kids with their photos.
Well, that's very special.
So she like figured this thing, and then she did numerous other things like preparing. We were working on picking the album and turning into like the photos and things
Right.
into an album again. Natalia was really driving that, and I guess was there answering whatever she asked me, and then another thing that I did was, there is a tradition in Ukraine and Easter to bake a special type of like Easter bread or cake, I don't know how you call it, called Pascha. So I never did that before, but like I'm adventurous in area of culinary, let's say.
Yeah.
I like to cook and stuff.
Oh, nice.
And I said that, okay, let's do it this year. So we did those cakes, and we did small one for Andrew. Natalia was helping this time. I was doing things. She was helping to decorate it. So it's like a cake. It's a sweet one.
Yeah.
And then you put a topping on it. So she was like doing. And so we had it near his photo on the shelf, and for some time, and eventually you eat it. It's just the way you do it.
You did a special thing for your son. What a wonderful thing.
Yes, that's what I guess trying to say. So like small things like that also help, and especially if you do them together, I think it's the best.
Yes. Well, wonderful. Well, thank you, Vadym. Thank you, Vadym, for sharing those. And I pray for a continuation of love and healing.
Thank you. I feel like coming here as well is important to tell about Andrew. Because, like, I don't know, I almost feel like maybe I didn't do enough, but I don't know what's the measure of enough, and who sets it. So here I am. I hope it will, like, for me, for people like me, for me personally, it's important to know that you are not alone in what you're going through.
Yes.
That there is literally just other people who may be in similar situation as you. It just somehow takes that tremendous load, a little bit of it off.
Yeah.
And I hope if someone who, unfortunately, I really don't wish this to anyone, but comes to go through this, maybe they'll listen and find something similar to what they go through and how they feel.
Yeah.
So thank you for that to you and Winter.
You're welcome. You are part of this community who are trying to help other people who have suffered like we have. So thank you for your help.
Thank you.